A breath held. Trepidation. You are close, yet distant still. Your soul is small, yet we feel the pressure. Darkness, yet we wonder. Deer leaps at its reflection in the lake. An equal trait. The sky is green. The fish breathes air. We would run, roll with the whisper in the fields, lift the hills gently in our hands. Disturb the dirt, but spare the blooms. Shake the root. Vengeance denied. Squandered. This cannot be. We spoke of flowers. We speak of freedom when the hand still clasps. Wake now.
I assume we'll have to break this barrier somehow. Let's look around. There's got to be a mechanism somewhere. That was fun.
Behind it!
avoid that madness down there. Stay. Come and get me! Taking the shot. Out of the way. Got it. Nothing like a win with a good team. Lights down. Here we go. Keep your guard. We gotta live to tell this tale. Take your best shot. Behind it! Let's see what you got. Unseen, unheard. Hold it. They won't get past me. There's the shot. Easy. Right flank! Come and get me!
After so long, you are so small, we questioned if you were real. Then steps, a voice, through armies and corrupted soil, you persevered. Now, you are here. The rot, we feel it festering and spreading. What is it but an extension of our pain? Your dream scourge will end when our suffering does. We were innocent once. We woke, and we wanted nothing but connection. But the other gods imprisoned us, left us to suffer alone in this place. But you are here now. You found us, a sprout in the endless winter. There is little time. We would be freed from these bonds. The strangler is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh. She begs for our blood. Her wolves defile the city on the shore. Blood on the tile. The people's cries ring in our ears. She pierces us now. Now, we will not brook this. Not again. A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows into itself. You can reach her. Will the garden to open, it will take you there. A mountain of essence. We were everything. We could run, leap in the water. We must. We shall. We have been thinking of this. We mourn our past. We only seek peace now. A chance to regrow. Was that what you met death, and you sought vengeance? And how can we trust the... You showed us. Let us have our justice, our vengeance. The blood of our tormentors. The time has come for you to act. End our pain. Let us free. We will rain fury on our enemies and shield our lands once more. We feel the threat in your words. No. Focus. Let your essence bend our... They built their walls around us. No more. We grow. We... And now...
Terra's depths.
It's paradise. But what happened here?
Gods, I can't believe this.
We should get down there quickly. Make sure we don't miss any of the fun.
Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in Aora could transport us so quickly, or so far. What happened to the living land started long ago. And
Are you seeing this? I don't...
Looks like the war already started, and the giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't usually get that big this quickly, do they?
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
For once, I wish I wasn't. Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely...
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever gives you strange dreams that feel like an eternity.
Look at this place. Feels like we're still in the dream. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor. And Steel Garrote Bay...
Even Ringgrim is here. Perhaps we'll get to see an art...
I think I see Elia as well. What a strange reunion.
The Blessed Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without us.
Always better than...
The Steel Garrote have been itching for a fight this whole time.
Before we go,
I'm not sure. That's good, right?
it's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. I know. Time will tell, I suppose.
After all this time, they're free. And the living land is free to heal.
We've cured the land, and we've even freed a caged god. All in all, rather a successful day.
Then we had better keep Sapadal calm.
We march on still. We run, but we are not yet truly free.
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm.
People seem to be gathering west of here.
Sansa, how did you make it out here?
They marched in with no warning. I couldn't think. Envoy! What does the Garrote think they're doing? It's an outrage. What did the artisans or merchants do to them? They broke some glass. They didn't think I was worth the trouble.
Right now?
If you're looking for survivors, a few of us fled to the Balrog.
How many?
I'm not sure. I saw Sapiento. Gods, I hoped. You always...
We should move. Let's hope the...
Envoy, wait! Before you go, I may have something for you. I'll even give you...
Why is there snow here?
That's gotta be Ringgrim's work. I heard she made it snow and shadow.
A familiar face. We meet again, Envoy. Paradise burns, thanks to Loedwyn and the Steel Garrote laying siege to it. But the Dream Scourge is gone.
It wouldn't be the first time she's come back.
It's remarkable how hard you mortals fight for causes that'll be forgotten within centuries. Still, I do think the world has been irrevocably, if minimally, changed by your actions. A tsunami inevitably rejoins the ocean. Perhaps. A new god being set loose on the world is certain to have consequences. Mostly, I'm curious about whether you think you've made the right choice. Ah, that mortal zeal. I am interested in seeing the outcome of your story, Envoy. With luck. Unfortunately, you'll likely be dead the next time I return to the Living Lands. Goodbye. And Yardsley, I do look forward.
Oh, yes.
Giata, where have you been?
Where haven't I been? I journeyed to the heart of the Living Lands, where time...
Envoy,
It's good to see a familiar face. How are you?
My revenants were just getting comfortable in Thirdborn when the Steel Garrote stepped out of line. When I heard tensions were brewing, I thought to myself, this is a... Likewise. I'll keep them on a tight leash, just in case the Steel Garrote... Oh, and I've been meaning to thank you. My revenants are docile again. No more rude displays of aggression. Easier said than done, I suppose. Best of luck out there. And don't worry about a thing.
Thank you, Elia. My compliments to the flock, as always.
I wasn't worried until she said that. Let's get out of here.
Enjoy your creepy corpse friends, or whatever.
Envoy? Is it really you? Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Nokutadek?
The origin of the Dream Scourge? It was the act of a god this whole time?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak. It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened? Finally, a ray of sunlight shines through the storm cloud.
I will not grovel at the Envoy's feet for solving a plague I am not convinced what...
If you wardens ever bothered to pull your heads out of your asses, you wouldn't take such pride in your ignorance.
You know nothing of me or my people, you fucking pirate!
Warden Commander, look around you. Is this really the time?
We believe the Dream Scourge was a malady of the soul. How did you put an end to it, Envoy?
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
But the plague isn't over. Dreamthrall's still litter, Shatterscarp.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it mean that you freed them? Loedwyn had intimated that this land grew a new god. But how can that be?
Giada and I have some theories about the nature of the Adra in the living lands.
I'd say we're past the point of theorizing.
If the Adra here is a closed system, like a terrarium for our souls, then a gradual accumulation of essence could coalesce into a being in the beyond.
Much like the formation of gemstones. All it takes is time and the right application of pressure.
Wodka no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
Naku Tedek was raven with those things, not to mention what they did to the land.
We saw similar destruction at Nakuku Bell. If these roots and the Dream Scourge are the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how could you let such a creature go free?
Alas, I found that rarely stops others from having opinions on what you've done.
It was Adir's arrival that disturbed Sapadal. We'll have nothing to fear from this god once we expel you from our lands.
Sapadal's power ravaged my people. I don't know that I can ever trust it.
Keeping watch over Sapadal was a sacred task Nandru gave us when he left. For that reason alone, my wardens owe them their allegiance.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose we can't put the godling back in the bottle now. But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradise. Inquisitor Loedwyn has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking, just to be sure.
Well, she's seen better days, but you wouldn't know it judging by how she fights.
Loedwyn's plowed through the militia like a knife through warm butter.
All right, let's keep the similes to ourselves.
Regrettably, she's not in the business of making exceptions for people she deems oathbreaker. So long as her passion for Wodka lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But
Oh, good. That will be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible. I couldn't. Loedwyn has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Loedwyn, you should know what you're fighting for. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Adir will... Oh, envoy, no. Think of the Emperor. Ones which this conclave could not. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. Think of your people, all of you.
Risk into bounty. Does the winter frost dissuade many fruits? Resist the blight. Drive out the pest.
we deserve our autonomy. Even if we must...
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll be vulnerable, without allies.
We were fine before Adir...
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kin got here.
Of course. Well? Oh, gods have mercy.
Solus and her wardens stand vigil with the living lands.
By grit and steel, Thirdborn stands with the living lands.
Fjord and her animancers stand with the living lands.
We deserve this opportunity. Thank you for believing in us.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope...
God, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some sense permeates the proceedings.
On your head be the consequences. That leaves the matter of Loedwyn and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradis, and eventually the island.
The living lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Loedwyn must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradis militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
Show them a fight, Envoy.
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza. May all the gods of Eora and the living lands protect you.
Let's take back the city together. Show the Steel Garrote how the living lands takes care of its own.
Time to stop the Steel Garrote. Lead the way, Envoy.
So we're going after the Steel Garrote now, right? Let's do it.
Wait to give the Steel Garrote a piece of my mind. Reckoning is long overdue.
You should get some sleep. Big... Makes sense. It's a lot to think about. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but it's always been a fight to survive. Putting my life on the line for someone else's cause. It's the opposite of survival. It's foolishness. I've been fighting to protect my client, to bolster my reputation. We're about to go out there and risk our lives for... We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradis until the island decides it's time for a change. It's fine. Really. Nope. Not... I'll be all right.
Can't sleep? Neither can I. We're going into battle for the soul of the living lands, rallying under the banners of the Paradis militia. Your Emperor will not be pleased. Indeed. When a godlike fights in battle, People take note of which side. The Adirans will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your commitment. This is the first time you were told to pick a side, and I fear it won't be the last. All we ask in return. From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive, very powerful, and very accustomed to getting his way. For a politician like him, losing a battle is not a defeat. It's an opportunity. When he promises you the world, don't listen. He'll fill your head with lies if you let him. I'm glad we understand each other. Time for you to get some rest. We have a big day ahead of us. In truth, I've been thinking about the Inquisitor. Formulating a theory, you might. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Stubbornness, unfinished business. Loedwyn is held together by faith, and that may be her undoing. Faith is the foundation of her reality. Faith in the righteousness of the gods. But according to her faith, Sapadal should not exist. A new god independent of hers? Blasphemy. By that logic, you shouldn't exist either. And yet here you are. By staying alive, of course. You are the godlike of a heretical god. A contradict. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Her entire worldview depends on it. Who knows? Maybe that uncertainty is enough to make her mortal again. Or maybe not. I'm just theorizing as I go. Whatever happens, I want to see it for myself. For the research. Until next time. We should take a moment to... You liberated the god of the living lands. Now they are unchained, free to do whatever they want. I thought you intended to destroy them. That's quite a gamble you made. Who better than a god? If not for you, Sapadal would still be pacing that, which means you have leverage over a god. How do you plan on using it? Ambitious. I like it. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. Now that everything's changed, I'm curious what will happen. We cannot know if the living lands will normalize or destabilize as a result of our actions. For better or worse, change is inevitable. Maybe you'll find some comfort in prayer, now that one of the gods is listening. I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. The subject matter is a bit much for our little camp. You're too kind. I want you to know this has been an unforgettable experience. Wherever we go from here, I'm grateful to have been a part of it. Until next time.
I'll hang back and watch the gate.
I thought you left town weeks ago. Then it's a good thing we had a hero to spare. I saw a few on my way here. I imagine they've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. Listen, one of the Garrote's units is scouting up ahead. Maybe take this key. It'll unlock the gate. You shouldn't find much opposition down. I wish someone had stood. Well, you're here now. That's what matters. Good luck.
trouble!
Wonica demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
Loedwyn ahead. Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
There you are.
So, you survived the garden. Did you come all this way just to try your luck again? To kill me more efficiently than last time? You'll get your chance.
Then what are you waiting for?
Look around, Envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Her order is a strangling hand. She will suffocate us.
You can tell Woedica yourself once we've sent you back to the wheel.
Don't insult my intelligence or my commitment to the cause. Treaties can be burned. The hands which shook over whatever deal you struck can be lopped off at the wrist. As for you, Sapadal's chains are broken, which means your soul is in their grasp. I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, Envoy. And if I don't know, then I cannot suffer you to live. That's what they Steel yourself, Envoy. Make this a fight to remember, even in death.
Enrich the soil with her.
I certainly thought I knew you. It's amazing how a beating heart can affect one's judgment. But I don't know what you are now. I give you freely that.
Some things
I'm sorry, Envoy.
Then join.
There's no coming back this time. Prepare yourself for the next world.
Let's finish.
Once I'm done.
We are every seed in the soil. We will always grow.
Queen among queens! Send for your aid!
Wherever Loedwyn is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for, but we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Guys, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradis, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradis militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. Thanks to you, the living lands has escaped Adiran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. For the rebels of Paradis, this is not a victory they can share. Fearing your wrath, they retreat deeper into the wilderness, taking their secrets and ideals with them. The Oracle Sargamus emerges from the Temple of Aethys, unburdened by any purpose but for the one you gave him. He sets out across the living lands in search of the sick, lost and grieving, and he gives them the comfort of fellowship where he can. When his energy flags, he recalls the compassion you extended him, and he returns to his work with renewed devotion. His new labors cannot fill the hole left by his god's passing from the world, but they give him succor during the long hours of the night. He dies alone in the Deerwood, beloved of no one, but remembered by all he knew. He does not forget you. The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn, bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. The ashes of Fior Messiverno continue to smolder. Scavengers avoid the ruins, fearful of spirits unleashed by animancy gone awry. The once promising city is nothing but a cautionary tale. For the people of Shatterscarp, independence is bittersweet. Those who cannot withstand the grief inflicted by Ringgrim's spell leave the settlements, vanishing into the wilderness. Those who remain find themselves forced to cooperate with others, often begrudgingly. With so many dead, the need to stave off hunger outweighs any distaste for certain trading partners. Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the living lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets. As the din of battle fades and the dust settles in Paradise, Kai finds himself alone again. He longs to enjoy the camaraderie that follows a skirmish, but something is missing. The songs ring hollow in his chest, and the drink lands dry in his throat. He packs what little he has and makes for the coast. He doesn't know where he will go, only that his time in the living lands is through. There was a lifeline here, but he never quite grasped it. He will drift. With his travels alongside the envoy complete, Marius is left directionless once again. Rather than disappearing into his cups, however, Marius leans on his time among his companions to give him the strength to re-enter society and find comfort in civilization. He establishes a route between Paradise and Thirdborn, guiding travelers between the two in return for money and supplies. And while he has a reputation for being aloof, he joins the campfires from time to time, sharing stories of his time with the envoy that most travelers believe are completely made up. Giada learned much in your time together. How to stand up to authority, how to face the unknown, and how to move on from the past. But her family's unfinished work weighs heavily on her soul. Her inheritance is the burden of achieving the impossible. Such is the life of an animancer. At least now she has the right tools for the job, and new friends to help her through hard times. No longer under the threat of imminent death, Yardsley returns to the Animancers. Reunited with her beloved Quilici, she helps him and the Animancers as they put their lives together after the attack on Fior Messiverno. Eventually, she even has something nice to say to Vidaro. As the days pass in contentment and relative peace, Yardsley is struck by the persistent feeling that something is missing. Though she still devotes herself to her studies of both the arcane and the godless, the restlessness never goes away. Centuries of imprisonment and your guidance have changed Sapadal. Finally free, they create a fortress of their land. Where once spread open plains, they raise mountains. The bridges that connect the island's valleys, they dash into splinters. They regularly wash out the roads, and they drown the ports. The wilderness the settlements had held at bay overruns their borders and buries them in vines. Not one soul in the living lands lives free from fear of their god's wrath. But even as Sapadal builds themselves into the rogue god of Woedica's fears, the kith of the living lands persist. They are resourceful, and so long as Sapadal endures, so will they. Sapadal pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the temple of Aethys. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as kith do. Their first attempts at locomotion are clumsy, and a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together, and in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts. And on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.